Hey guys, it's been a while since I made a video, but I'm almost up to a point where I wanted to show you my book. So this is my Zentangle book. I just, it's just a 3-ring binder with a clear cover so you can throw some pictures in it. But I've been saving all my Zentangle challenges, and I'll turn it this way, since I started in July, with all of them. But it's really neat. I'm sorry I'm moving as I try to do this. I'm just going to quickly flip through it, but look at all my tangles are in one spot. So if you guys buy my book, there's examples, but everything. I like to go through and, like, when I do my, drawings, I just kind of flip through my pages. Yeah, some of them are blank because I do them in other books. But I just flip through my pages and I pick out the tangle patterns that I like. So everybody wants to know how to, like, organize your tangle patterns. This is all I do, is I just kind of keep shoving them. There's one of my books. I don't even know where they are. Why am I not picking them? There you go. But, it's kind of really just nice to have a whole book of just patterns and patterns and patterns. There's another drawing I did, some blank pages, some more coloring ones that I did. I now have, months, and months of these patterns, and there's gems, I know they're crooked for now, but if you're trying to figure out a way to organize patterns, this is awesome. This is just like the easiest way to do it. Just, I do a challenge book. They're only like $5, $5.50, I guess, include tax and stuff for you guys. But I just print them out, and I put out all the step outs. They're all in one spot, and I keep them in one book. And now my book is almost full. Oops, I lost my drawings. There's nothing in the back. And it's just a great way to stay organized. People are always wondering, how do you find tangle patterns? Like, seriously, like, you can see these, I just kind of randomly pick, a couple different patterns that I like that kind of seem to go together, like, and I just put them on a tile. This is a bookmark. Here's one that I just did, so I just kind of, that one I think I started with areas. You can kind of see probably there was an area and there was an area. And I just fill them in, But how do I do that? I literally just kind of go to my patterns, and I kind of just skim through them, and I'm like, I really like that one. And that one might really go well with that one. Maybe I can make, these as a stem and these as a flower or something, right? Let's see what's on the next page. Maybe this is a background, so I could do something. Or maybe this is a vase for those flowers. I just kind of, like, randomly, there's some more patterns that are nice for bullet journals. That's a nice bullet journal one. So I just kind of, like, look through my book, and I kind of just randomly pick patterns that I think might go together. And that's how I kind of create, my sample pages in the back, But it's just nice. Oops, that page is upside down. But I always give you samples and stuff in my thing. Let's see if I can find one I'm talking about. These, I just kind of like, so this one I probably started with the ribbon pattern. This is for May. And then I just flourished it up with some of the other, I don't even know the name of it, some patterns. And I was trying to make a little garden. Let's turn it this way. So I, picked like a couple different patterns. That's a pattern, that's a pattern, that's a pattern. Those are patterns, that's a pattern. So I kind of put them all into a little garden. And this is like, a checkerboard. I think that this checkerboard's a pattern, kind of. This is a pattern. And I'm not perfect, I like the fact that this circle's not exactly even. And this one, same thing. It's another checkerboard pattern, but I used at least 2 different patterns in it. And then I just flourished the page with a little, monster and some vines and stuff like that. So when you're doing these, just don't get too serious about them. Like this was at least 2 different patterns here, and I put a little bird in there. That was our pattern from April. This one I drew strings. You can see the string line. And I just did, pick 3 patterns from the month that look good together. This is just one pattern. And that was just one pattern. And then this one was, again, more strings. You can see my string line, and I kind of just fill them in with things that I thought would go good together. I guess I added a little pop of color just because it was fun, right? But you just go through and you find patterns that you just think will go good together. Like that's a nice border pattern maybe for my bullet journal. That might be really cool in the corner, you know. I just love having my book. So I was just sharing, guys, if you're like trying to stay organized on all these patterns and stuff, I mean, it's nice that I have the list, but a list doesn't show me the names and the step out. And I'm kind of doing all the work for you guys, you know, with these books. So every month it's only $5. And look, I have from July of 2016 till, you know, May of this year. So that's almost a year's worth of patterns times a minimum of like 30 patterns. That's a lot. That's a lot. And I try not to duplicate patterns. I know there's a couple duplicates, but out of all these 100 and